Hi, I'm Bill Snodgrass. Welcome to this episode. We're still talking about the success, achievement, accomplishment mentality. We're talking about goals and missions and all of that sort of thing. Today we're going to focus. We're going to talk about goals. And this is a topic I've covered in the past. This is a topic I will probably cover in the future. How do you come up with a good goal? How do you make a goal that is going to be effective in leading you to whatever it is you're trying to do? Let's get started. Let's go jump right into that. All right, so my brother is the stimulus for this episode. He was like, "Hey, you should do an episode on goal setting and talk about goals." So here we go. This is the response to his request. In the business model, in the education model, there's lots and lots of little models for goal setting, and there's probably I can think of 2 or 3 right off the top of my head. We're going to talk about one. We're going to talk about the SMAC model for setting goals. There's another one that's very popular these days called the SMART model, and I looked at that. I thought I might switch over and use it because it's very simple. It's very similar up to a point. But I'm going to go SMAC because I just like the way SMAC ends. Here we go. SMAC. A goal needs to be SMAC. SMAC. S-M-A-C. Goals need to be simple. Now, that doesn't mean it's easy to achieve. That means it's easy to understand. It's not convoluted with multiple things. And it's not something that the outcome depends on the outcome of other things. So a goal for a basketball player might be to win the game. That's not simple. That is the problem with that is the outcome would be related to all the things the other players do. A goal for a basketball player may be, I'm going to hit 7 free throws in this game. You can't really set that as a goal. It's not a good goal because you can't control how many times you go to the foul line. Now you might say, I'm going to play this game and have less than 2 turnovers. That's something that's within your control. So a simple goal is something that you can get your hands on and have an effect on the outcome. It's not connected to other goals. In business, a goal that says, I am going to call 6 new potential customers. So that's simple because you have the ability to identify 6 customers and call them, potential customers, and call them. To have a goal that says I'm going to get 6 new clients is a little less simple, and it may require more time to accomplish, but it's still something that you are working on, even though it's related to the other aspects of that process. So a goal doesn't have to be easy to be simple. It just has to be disconnected from other goals. The second is it has to be measurable. A goal needs to be something that is measurable, and there's going to be within that measuring a timepiece as well. So it's not I'm going to call on 6 customers. I'm going to call on 6 potential new customers this week. And maybe the other goal is I'm going to acquire 6 new customers this month or this year, depending on the context. So it has to have a timepiece on it. 6 is a number that you can measure. Vague goals like I am going to do better at my diet, that's vague. What does better mean? Because, if I were eating 17 candy bars a week and I got down to 16, that's better. Is that what you meant? Is that what you meant by better? I'm going to have a better batting average. Well, what does that mean? Because batting averages go out to the, 0.00 something decimal place. And if you have a 0.00 something batting average, you might be in the wrong sport. But no, it's just my opinion. Is it measurable? Is it specific enough that you can measure it? The student will achieve this particular thing at this particular level by this particular time. That's an education goal. They will do this particular thing. I will have less than 6 turnovers in a basketball game. That's measurable because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You made it. 5 is less than 6. I will have fewer. Yeah, it's kind of measurable, but it's so vague. So simple, measurable, attainable relates to the realisticness of the goal. An attainable goal is something that is within the context that you are and the ability set that you have, something that is possible. Not that it's easy, but that it's possible. To set a goal, the example I've used for years is, if I were to set a goal of becoming an NBA basketball player, that is probably a non-attainable goal. I'm 57 years old and I'm 5'11". And I'm not really going to be lighting it up from 25 feet. So the possibility that I'm going to be in the NBA ever is really unrealistic. It is an unattainable goal. If I were to set a goal, this is very simple and very compatible, but absolutely unattainable. I'm going to grow a third arm. That within the realm of reasonable expectation, unless I knew a phenomenal surgeon who was like a neurologist who could invent a new neural pathway, or maybe I could sew an arm on that doesn't work, but that would be weird. That's not an attainable goal. I'm going to grow a new arm, or I'm going to grow a third arm. Not an attainable goal, not within a realm of reasonable context. So attainable goals are, I will be at work on time every day this month. Every day. That's an attainable goal. It may be hard. It may be something that you don't know if the bridge is going to collapse or what happens. But it is a reasonable goal that is attainable and is measurable. It's not related to you don't have to achieve other goals in order to achieve that goal. That's a goal that you could call measurable and attainable. The last is compatible. Goals need to be compatible with each other. You can't have a goal to donate 50% of your income to charity and get out of debt unless you make an awful lot of money. And if you're not in debt very far. If you have a lot of debt and you're also going to donate a lot of money, those are goals that are competing for the same resource. I am going to watch every episode of CSI this week, and this week I am going to spend more time out in nature looking at nature stuff. Both of those are going to take a lot more time, and they're going to be competing for that same time resource. So you have to make sure that your goals are compatible. And if you do have two goals that are competing for the same resource, you're going to have to make sure that there's enough of the resource to satisfy both goals. I am going to get all my emails checked, and I am going to talk to 5 new people who I haven't yet met. So I'm going to talk to these people, and I'm going to do all these emails. Is there enough time in my time resource to do both of those things? And if there is, I can have those goals. But if they're competing for a resource because there's only so much time and there's so many emails and there's so many new, and it's competing, not compatible. Simple, measurable, attainable, compatible. That is the model that I like for goal setting. It's something, it's SMAC. I can remember that. Simple, measurable, attainable, and compatible. Hope you can remember it also. Thank you for being part of this episode. If you are watching the video, down in the description section are links to the podcasts. You can go to billsnodgrass.com and find links to all kinds of my social media creative thing stuff. The creative thing stuff, it's billsnodgrass.com. Probably going to put a grammar and phrase dictionary there. Not going to do that. It would make sense because I said dumb stuff. I also probably going to edit this out. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll leave it in because, at the end of the video, maybe somebody's sticking around and wondering what kind of crazy stuff's going to come out of this mouth. Simple, measurable, attainable, compatible. Hopefully this has been compatible with your life. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for notifications, leave me a comment wherever comments are available. Down there somewhere under the play thing that's all. We will see you, or you will hear me in the next episode. Because if you're listening to the podcast, you're not going to see me really. See you in the next one. It's kind of it's kind of an expression that people use. I'll see you later. And you may say that when you're talking to someone on the phone or text chatting or something. So you really don't see them. So see you later is kind of like a expression, not necessarily literal. You can look that up. See what the ideology for that one is. I should probably stop talking now. I wonder how long this one went.